This week we're talking with Jenny Kasel, who's our high school freshman language arts teacher. And Miss Kasel, this is your first year teaching, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you go to college?
I went to Carleton College, which is a small liberal arts school in Minnesota.
Good. And how did you end up there?
I was born in Minnesota, and the town is really funny. There's two colleges in this very tiny town right outside of the cities, and my mom went to the other college there. So.
Okay. And did you grow up here in Arizona then?
Yeah, I went to Mountain View in Mountain View in Mesa.
Okay. And I understand you got your master's degree as well?
Yeah, I went to Carleton for my undergraduate in English and ASU for my master's in education.
Okay. And how's your first year of teaching going?
I have learned so much this year too, but the students have been so wonderful too, and it's been so neat to see them grow throughout the year.
Good. And what are some of the things that you've been focusing on in your class?
We've been focusing on a lot of supporting your conclusions with evidence. This past few weeks we've finished up Cambridge, so we've been writing a lot of poetry to prepare them for next year, and talking about the hidden gems of poetry, metaphors and similes and symbols.
One of the things I really enjoyed about your room is because you had the advantage of having a double room this year.
Yeah.
Is that you had one half as a classroom and then the other half is sort of a Shakespearean theater.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
It was so wonderful. When we started out the year, we started with Shakespeare, which is really the foundation of any English class, and we did Julius Caesar. And so we set up the second room like the Globe Theater, and we had students sitting around in a circle, and we'd have readers, and I told them that they could sit on the floor and be the groundlings, as Shakespeare would call them. So
it was really neat to see.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you hope to build upon after your first year experience here at ASU Prep, and what are some of the things you're looking to do for next year?
Well, next year I'll be the 9th grade research and writing teacher, so we want to really start off the year. One thing that we had talked about is working with students on their presenting skills as well. So we would start off with hopefully impromptu speeches to practice being able to quickly come up with ideas and write down an outline. And that will also start to build into organization in their essays. But next year we'll have more practice with essays, and something that I really want to do with the students is so for persuasive essays, 2 persuasive essays and 1 timed essay, to give them the experience of having to write something that's complete within the time, but then also know to go back and revise what time that they have.
Good. So as we go into the last week of the school year, do you have what was your most memorable moment? What was the thing that you remember the most from this school year?
One of my classes, they're so they have such emotional reactions to everything, and we were talking about a poem called Fragments, which talks about loss, and I was telling them that we were talking about a metaphor in the poem, saying that the sky is like a torn piece of blue paper, and my dog was put to sleep this week, so we were talking about that, and all of the students said, "Miss Kasel, do you need a hug?" And I would just sort of come up and give a hug. But there's been great moments, particularly with essays, so not something that happened in the classroom, but reading essays from students that had such tremendous growth throughout the year. There was one girl who started off being very general in what she talked about, and I read an essay by her, and it just gave me goosebumps. It was so great.
That's great.
A lot of things happening just outside of the classroom.
So one of the things I always like to ask in these interviews are, what are some of the things that you like to do in your free time when you're not teaching?
Oh, I always have a book that I'm reading, and I have a list that's about 4 pages that I keep adding on to titles. I also love to go and I've been looking at dogs at the mall, and I do a lot of writing myself too, and have been starting to keep a journal. So, but most of my time is spent reading.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, it is been such a wonderful opportunity to get to know you this year. I'm so glad that you're going to be back next year leading our research and writing program. You're going to do a fantastic job, and you're a wonderful teacher, and thank you for all that you do.
Oh, thank you so much.
Have a good summer.
Oh, you too.
Thanks.